Cars USA, yeah!
Okay, so welcome. This is episode 4.
Four. We're on to 4 already.
Welcome.
So, who would have thought?
Yeah, welcome back, everyone.
Like, how long ago did we start this podcast?
Thank you. Yeah.
Man, it's
And we've really come a long way.
I mean,
Several hours.
we've
Yes.
aged quite a bit from the time we started this.
Hopefully Carl's still listening.
We love you, Carl.
Hey, Carl. How you doing? My boy.
Where else do you get that kind of personal?
What's up, Carl? Hey, man.
I think he lost weight.
He's looking good.
He's looking great.
Yeah.
He's looking good.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was thinking we probably should have covered this earlier, but I'm guessing people are kind of curious, like where Car Bros comes from,
Right.
Like how it started. Did it just pop up out of nowhere? Which it did not.
That is, yes, let's cover that. I just want to mention that if you have commented on the previous podcasts, we have not read those comments yet. I'm speaking to you from the past.
And we'd also like to thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for watching. We will respond to your comments
At some point.
At some point. Not in this one, because we have not seen them.
Yes.
Because they don't yet exist.
But we know there's tons of them.
Yes.
In our world, they don't exist.
Right.
The thousands of comments.
In their timeline, the
When
comments
you
are there.
watch this,
Yes.
there will be several million views
Yes.
and thousands of comments.
Yes.
Right now,
Probably
no.
would have all bought ZL1
Not
at
yet.
least by
Yeah.
now
Yes.
with the royalties.
This is
Yes.
before we became rich.
Yes.
Yeah, weeks from now. From this podcast.
different timeline.
Okay.
So anyway,
Continue. Origin of Car Bros.
so yes, the origin of Car Bros. Well, I guess we were all. I mean, it goes back far beyond. We've actually had a few commenters that pointed that out. That they've recognized us from our earlier works.
Which is badass.
Like that's like seriously one of like the coolest. Like I don't even know if I could recognize myself
Yeah.
from high school.
Yeah, like what is that? Age 17, probably 16, 17?
Yeah.
Yeah.
16 or 17. It's like
Yeah.
junior year of high school.
Yeah, that's
Fast and the Furious came out,
yeah.
and we made. I don't even remember. I remember we made a video called Street Racing Chronicles.
Yes, and it was
became called Street Racing Chronicles.
yes, it was. I can't remember like how we came up with it.
We
I
made
think-
it in one night.
We were just
Remember that?
driving around.
Well, I think the video
Yeah,
was.
but even like, why did we get in the car?
I don't know.
I think it was like the stuff that we were doing in that was like pretty much the same stuff that we had been doing a bunch before that. We were just like, oh, we should take a camera and make a video out of
Yeah.
this. And of course, this is 5 years before YouTube.
Yeah,
even like was a thing.
so we had like a
So like
tape-based camera.
But that's kind of sort of crazy. Like when you think about it, like oh, let's go make a video. We're in high school, but like that wasn't really something that people did.
Yeah, so like we enjoyed making videos. I mean, like the backstory is one night
Yes.
we decided to make a video. It
Yes.
was like, let's drive around. Wouldn't it be funny
well, we made
if
other
we drove
videos
around?
before.
We made videos
but
in
they
high
weren't
school.
really car related.
Yeah, they weren't car
they were
related.
like for class projects.
Street Racing Chronicles was one night. It was like, all right, we're bored.
Yeah, it was like
let's drive around.
Sort of based on us making fun of Fast and the Furious.
And it was
Yeah.
in the Z. It was in my 87 300ZX.
was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that one was
Yeah, the first one.
the original.
And I don't know if you've watched that recently. Like, it's not. I think it's like not funny.
There are parts of it that are.
It's
There's
clever.
still parts.
I guess
that
the
are-
racing that like, what? Oh shit, M3 dude or whatever. Anyways, it was like we
Yeah.
made that, we shot it, edited it, and uploaded it
in
one night, right? Which I guess these days is not impressive.
That's true.
And it wasn't really impressive then.
Yeah.
But we had to. I had a website.
Yeah, we had to buy.
Had a domain
space.
name.
Yeah.
I uploaded it to my personal
server.
Yeah,
server.
I remember I had on my parents' computer that like little video card with the composite.
Yeah, right.
Red,
Yeah.
yellow, and white.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you plug your camcorder into this.
So we
you can get
edited.
the footage.
It was edited on a computer,
600
but it was
pixels.
right at the whatever, like
Yeah.
bridging that gap between digital and whatever.
Yeah.
So we uploaded it and we posted it on forums because
Yes.
forums
That
were
was
like,
all there was. There was
that was
no-
all there was,
there
and
was
they were
no-
pretty popular.
There was no Facebook. There was
Yeah,
no
and it was
YouTube,
like
there was-
LS1 Tech or
Yeah.
something, just like a bunch of forums.
Right.
Like we knew of a few
Supra,
of them.
whatever.
Yeah, 240SX, whatever.
Yeah.
and it was like, here's a link to this video file that you have to download.
Right, yes.
Like that was how it was.
And it'll probably take you 10 minutes to download.
It was like
Yeah.
60
plus.
megabyte
Yeah.
video, and you had to download the video and play it on your computer, which is just
and lots of people did, apparently.
and a shitload of people
Yeah.
did, to the point where they shut down. I had unlimited
Angel
data.
Fire.
Yeah, it was like a decent hosting with unlimited data or whatever, and they shut it down,
Throttled that.
because it was like terabytes. It was like big. I remember
wasn't
calculating
well
it out. Yeah, it was like, whatever the definition of viral is at the time, and they were like, you're not allowed to host files and get external.
Was there even like a
downloads.
way to look at like stats? I guess you can. Maybe.
No, maybe I didn't have access to that.
Yeah, so we have no idea.
I have no idea, except that they said, I remember at the time,
You got to stop.
you used this much data,
Right.
And I remember like calculating
Right.
it, and it was like over 100,000 downloads in like under a week
100,000
or
people
something.
put it on their hard drive.
Which today, if you went like, I got 100,000 views on YouTube, that's not bad.
Yeah.
But the internet just wasn't as populated.
Like back then, like what else would you like even down like besides like porn? Like, I downloaded this video.
Yeah, or like demos of games or something. Like it just was a different.
Yeah.
So it was pretty wild that
Yeah.
they were that well circulated. And then we made a second one probably soon after.
Yeah,
Like, well, that did well.
I mean, I guess people should probably watch these if they want. I mean, just search.
We've never uploaded.
Yeah,
them.
they are on
Someone else-
YouTube, but hosted by other people like we didn't.
They're out there.
That's fine. I mean, I wouldn't say that we're proud. Well, I guess we're fucking 17.
Yeah, I don't. It's fine.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Like they're a little embarrassing.
They were not. I don't think they were not scripted at all, as far as I know.
Oh yeah, no, we were just driving around.
And like half of the like humor is like literally based on like random cars that we
Encounter.
spotted. Yeah, vans and stuff.
So they were funny at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I remember we ended with like, if you have comments, email us.
Right.
Because
yes,
there's no.
yeah. If you thought this sucked, or did you like it?
And it was a Hotmail account.
Yeah, that's right.
And I didn't check it Hotmail, but what a piece of shit. It'll like shut down your account if you don't access it
right.
like 90 days. So I stopped caring. But that email address had like thousands of emails.
Yeah.
From
That we
people
probably
like, I
did.
loved your video. Like, it was such a different time.
And the funniest thing was like all those people like, hey, I know what town that is. But like, no, that's not where it was. All towns just kind of look the same.
Are you in like
Des Moines?
Indianapolis?
Yeah.
It was like so.
I can tell that's at the
I know those streets.
that's the Tallahassee Cineplex. I know where you guys know.
So we struck something,
Yeah.
and then it was like we made the third one.
But that was more
back-
scripted.
well,
that was
back-
an actual
That was a
story.
little bit
And
more.
back then, like literally the only automotive video you would watch on your computer would be like a downloaded clip of somebody like street racing
or something.
like,
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, I had a camera and I raced like a Cobra on the highway.
Yeah.
and like here's a video of it. Yeah, I guess it was there, but there was no
There
there
was
zero.
yeah, like here's a review of whatever. Like
Yeah, it
it just
wasn't-
did not exist.
It's weird. It wasn't even like, oh, there was MySpace and then Facebook crushed it. It's like
Yeah.
before YouTube,
There's
nothing.
there was no way to.
Yeah, I can't even remember like watching any other videos
A
of the time.
video. Yeah.
Like, here's a pirated The Mummy or something.
Maybe.
Like download it.
Yeah. It was a photo sharing. I mean, that was.
Yeah,
Anyways, different time.
yeah.
And then what? I guess we just like went to college. Like we just.
Well, we
stopped.
made.
I think
made
you made
three.
three first year of college because I was in LA, so I wasn't part of that.
We didn't. We made those in high school.
Yeah,
All of them
I
were
think
high
we're all
school.
done. Like
I thought
right
you
around
made
the time we
three, like
graduated.
when.
Oh man.
No, I think we were done.
We were definitely still in. Yeah, and then we just stopped for whatever. Yeah, we should make another one. And then it was like,
Yeah, I think we
You know,
kind of
when-
like pushed. We'd done as much as we could at the
I
time.
mean, yeah, kind of. We just whatever for whatever reason
Yeah.
stopped.
Yeah, college mainly, I guess.
Yeah, and then, but it was always like we should make another video.
For like, so it's pretty much like the next 12 years, 10
Yeah.
years.
We should make another video. We should
We were
make
like,
another video.
someday we should make another video.
We kept kind of saying it, but not seriously.
Yeah, I mean,
and
we
then
all-
YouTube happened.
Yeah, I mean, of course, in the meantime, we all grew up and started working. And
yeah,
You moved to
girlfriends,
Japan
married.
for a
Yeah,
couple of
yep,
years.
I lived in Japan for a little bit.
yeah.
Came back.
And then YouTube started getting
Yeah, YouTube.
More
YouTube what
popular.
started in like '05, but I mean, like
Started
at the
at
time,
5.
that was like
I think it was like '09
when
it
people
really
started like,
started.
oh yeah, put anything on there.
Yeah.
And then when we, I mean, it's like we haven't been doing this that long, but when we made the first, so it was like, okay, let's make another
After
video.
years of like kicking the idea,
It was
around.
finally like, let's make another video, and so we did.
and we had this like very specific idea. It's kind of fun. Yeah, the whole thing was like, we're gonna make this fake car review.
Oh yeah, it was just fake car review.
and like, but like that was like the whole genesis. Like it's it's kind of fun. Like that was the video that we're gonna launch this thing with. Is like a
fake car review.
And like
Yeah.
that video is weird.
It's different. It's
long.
different. It's very
It's
different from
definitely
the
long.
other ones. But I like that stuff.
You know,
the first of whatever.
Yeah, but it's like we had that video is like designed as like a troll.
It
Like the
was-
beginning.
it's designed to piss people off only.
Yes.
very
Yeah.
beginning.
It was
It was
like-
designed just to be like, what the fuck is
Yeah. It's weird that it got picked up.
Yeah.
Like now that I look at it, it's like, oh yeah, that's cool that it happened. But I remember when it happened, it's like, dude, someone wrote an article about it because it was like out of the gate,
Like,
and that video got like 100. I remember when we
Right.
released it, and it was like, dude, it's got like 5,000 views.
It just
In a
like
day, yeah.
it just like started with like a couple random emails. And
yeah.
like,
So it was like,
there-
yeah, here.
It's not like we had any other like audience to share it with.
And then it did pretty well. But when we made in that context of, it was Christmas break 2014.
Yeah.
And at the time, it was like all the format, which it still kind of is, but the format at the time was try to copy Top Gear,
Yeah.
really.
Sort of.
And that's kind of what like,
Or just like any of those car review videos where there's like one guy driving one car, another guy driving the other, and they're bantering.
but that's Top Gear.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean,
It's like,
that's
what I mean.
where it started.
All of
Right.
those were like Motor Trend.
Right.
It's like they were all just kind of like, hey, here's like cheap
Right.
Top Gear.
Right,
You know,
exactly.
and so it was like, oh, so let's make fun of.
that kind of.
No, it was all serious. If you watch
Yeah.
early Ignition and
Yeah.
Motor Trend stuff, it's like I like that stuff. I actually
Yeah.
kind of like it more.
Yeah.
But it was not funny.
Right.
It was not.
There's no zoinkers.
There's none of that. Yeah, it was Carlos Lago or
Yeah.
whatever, and it was good. But it was just like, oh, we're going to compete with Top Gear. We're going to
Yeah.
have legitimate reviews.
Yeah.
And so ours was like, let's make a funny one. Like that just kind of makes
And
these guys are trying.
And I think a big
hard.
thing of it is like, oh, we know we can like piss this group of owners
Yeah.
off, and we can piss this group of owners off,
Yeah.
and we can piss this group.
Mustang versus FRS. We rented the Mustang.
Yeah,
It
the
was some
FRS
V6
yeah.
rental.
Yeah.
It was your FRS.
Yeah,
And it was not a 2015 Mustang.
It wasn't. That's the joke.
we didn't know until the comments. We're like, oh, well,
But I think that's why, like, if you release that video today, no one would look at it. Because it's
Yeah,
just
it
like,
would just, like,
everything is so sarcastic
unless
these days.
yeah, unless the cars were like
Insane
something
or
nuts.
something.
Well, people
Yeah.
would still get mad and point out the
if
falsities.
they even
of
If
the
they
facts.
even
Right.
came across it, though. Because,
Yeah.
like, when I remember Jalopnik was like, this video is an epic troll.
Right.
And it's like, now everything's,
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
that's, I don't know.
Yeah.
Things have changed even since we've been,
Yes.
it's not like we're that old on YouTube.
right.
But even in those few years,
Yeah.
it's like everyone, if you watch, I mean, Motor Trend doesn't really do stuff, but they try so hard to be
Yeah,
funny
like-
now and entertaining. And I
Yeah.
mean, that's probably what gets views.
Get the eyeballs,
Like
yeah.
they should.
Yeah.
But yeah, at the time, it was just like everything was serious.
yeah,
And so it was like, oh, okay, let's make one where it's also serious, but it's just like failing.
yeah,
Super bad
Yeah.
at it. And that's kind of what Damian Stonebrook was too.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
let's make another serious one. Like,
Yeah.
but he's just wrong. It's
Yeah.
still the same flavor.
kind of an idiot.
Yeah.
Not kind of. He
Well,
is an
he's
idiot.
awful. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
it's sort of like capitalized on two things: the like the rich guy that everyone like, the rich spoiled kid,
Yeah.
and the like artistic like I'm
Yeah.
going to talk about my car. And
That's true.
yeah,
That one did crazy well.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to.
relatively.
Yeah, it's like, it's a car video.
Yeah.
The maximum audience
Yeah.
is like 1 million
Right.
actual people.
Doug
maybe.
DeMuro.
Even Doug DeMuro. It's like.
Anyone that's ever heard of a car on YouTube has watched this video.
It's like most of his audience is probably just people who don't really give a shit about cars.
Yeah.
But it's like you don't have to know anything to be entertained
right.
by his video. So it's
Yeah.
like his audience isn't even he's got like the widest
Yeah.
amount of the bell curve.
Right.
The true like hardcore automotive enthusiast audience, I think, is like 200,000, maybe.
They're probably like not even on YouTube.
100,000. Yeah, they're probably sick of.
Yeah.
Like, really, to me, like, most of the hardcore audience is going to be subscribed to, like, Savage Geese.
Yeah.
Or the fact that, like, that guy's only got, like, 100,000 views.
I like the Motor Trend stuff because they're the only people that, like, yeah, we're going to go fucking, like, actually race this car. You know,
I
like,
do too.
We're going to, like, drive this
Yeah.
professional, like, no one else, I drive it around town and it feels
Yeah, I don't know shit about driving. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, as far as I'm concerned, Motor Trend's kind of the only people who should be doing it.
Right.
Because they actually have money.
Right.
And they can, like, hire talented drivers and stuff. Like, I think their format's a little tired. Like, I personally do. But it's because they're bound by...
Yeah.
They have to deliver a product that is safe.
Right.
For all audiences. It's like the dudes who host it are probably pretty cool.
Yeah.
But they're not allowed to be.
True.
Like, because they're shackled by the structure of that job. But with that said, it's like they make the best stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, and then there's all these other ones, which, don't get me wrong, I still watch pathetically sometimes.
Guilty.
Like, I'll just sit there and like, why am I? But I'll watch it.
Yeah.
Because, like, there is something entertaining. It's kind of like Twitch. It's like, there's something actually entertaining about watching someone just play a video game. It's like, damn it, why is
You
this?
just want to, like, zone out.
Totally zone out. And it's kind of like that with cars. The only one that I do, like, Matt Farah, the thing that he's probably the only one that I, like, respect because he will just grind.
Yeah.
Like, if there's money to be made, that dude's going to fucking get it.
Yeah.
And, like, his system is efficient. Roll up, cameras, throw it in the car. I mean, I've never met him. I don't know. He seems cool, but it's just, like, multiple videos a week.
Right.
Fucking cranking that shit out. Always shows up. Always on his game.
Right.
It's just, like, he's there.
Yeah.
He's going to make it happen. The format's established, and he is obviously a hard worker. Like, if we had, like, half of his gumption, we'd be a way different.
Yeah.
We'd be a way different outlet. So I like that about him.
Yeah.
All the other ones are just like, like, I don't know, kind of ruining YouTube.
Yeah.
A little bit. I mean, they have their whatever. Everyone's great. Fine. Like, I mean, this is coming across a little negative, but it's like, if it wasn't free, like, none of there's nothing out there.
Like, tons of people just sitting at work like, trying to kill
killing time. Like, none of it's worth money.
Yeah.
Is the thing, and YouTube is becoming so saturated that, like, you have to fight harder and harder for attention.
It's usually not worth it.
Which is just not. I mean, especially the stuff we do is not worth it. Like, we're not going YouTube. It's like we're not. I mean, some people that works with their personality.
Yeah.
Like, if we had to do that, we'd probably hate ourselves.
Yeah.
Some people are just good at it. And
I think I mean, I'm sure our audience wants to see more, but I don't think they're like, dude, how come Car Bros doesn't have a video like once a week?
Yeah,
like,
I think they get it.
Right.
Like, I mean, our most popular comment is like,
more content.
Fucking make more videos.
Right.
It's like, I know. Like, sorry.
Right.
But I don't think what they mean is like, would you just pump out a bunch of
like shit?
They just pull some shit out of your ass.
Yeah, they just mean do what you're doing, but way more of it.
Exactly.
Which is like, totally. Sorry. We're trying, we're kind of trying. We're not Matt Farah. Okay? Like, sorry.
Car Bros is not our job.
Yeah, it's not our job.
It ties in parts of our actual day jobs, but it's not.
Right.
It's not close to
And
being
it's
our job.
wildly inefficient.
Yes.
And like hard to do and like expensive.
Yeah.
That's the other thing is like some of the gear we use is like super expensive.
Well, I mean, we've been fortunate enough that a lot of it, like I say, ties in with our.
It has
like,
other, we just
haven't,
happen to have the other stuff. But so I don't know. And I think that's part of that is why it's like, well, where do we go from here?
Yeah.
I do think at the same time, like, to me, YouTube is a hosting platform. At the end of the day, I like YouTube because it's a place to host your videos.
That's sort of
that's all I care about. It's not. It's like, oh, and you can build an audience and like exploit them for money. It's like I don't really care about that,
right?
Because we're not going to be good at that ever, really. But it's nice that it's like it's a consistent place.
A different YouTube.
Yeah, like there is room for like. anyone wants to do this, there's room for it.
Any wealthy,
Or just anyone who's like 16 and can code and like doesn't have anything to do. Make a video sharing platform that borrows some of the elements of Bring a Trailer, where it's
selective,
curated, highly filtered, high quality videos only.
not repetitive.
Like you screen the shit out of it, but what's on there is good.
Yeah.
And then if someone can crack the monetization scheme where you're somehow
certain shit gets crazy.
Yeah, or just like I think there's room where like I would pay to use a video service if it was like under $1 a month. Like if my views were like less than a penny
to host. You mean?
No, to view.
To view.
I would be down to pay, but
I think most people probably pay a couple bucks a month.
Yeah, or I mean even that, but like not 5, maybe not even 3.
Yeah.
But something where it's like the views are monetized in a different way.
Yeah.
It's easier to make money. And there's encouragement to make quality.
Right.
That's the
not
problem.
Just cranking out.
Because right now it's just like, hey, we're trying to sell ads.
Yeah.
Like how many eyeballs can
we
you
need to
get?
be there. Yeah.
Like it's also funny when people are like, fuck YouTube and all the like changes they're making, squeezing small creators out. It's like, dude, if you're not making money for them, like fuck yourself. Like how do you think
Or they
it's
like, or they
business?
act like YouTube is like some. My dad was a YouTuber, and his dad was a YouTuber. Times have changed.
How can they turn their backs on the creator? It's like this has been around for less than 10 years in a popular form,
Right.
You know, like you don't really have a leg to stand on here. Like, sorry, you can't make $1 million
talking about video games.
making your like videos that aren't that good.
Yeah.
But yeah, if someone could, there's room for a better hosting platform. But I don't know, it'd be weird to start. Because like Drive Tribe kind of.
I'm curious.
I think they tried. But it like, I haven't looked at it. It's just like, oh, okay, this is another attempt at something.
Yeah.
Who knows what they're.
Most of the Drive Tribe stuff I see is on Facebook, which kind of defeats the whole fucking purpose.
Yeah. I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
It's an interesting like world.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of glad we're like not really part of it. Like if it was like, okay, we went all in and now like our livelihood and incomes depends on this.
Right.
And we're forced to adapt in that way.
Yeah.
I'd be like, fuck, man.
Right.
That's tough.
Yeah.
So that brings us.
I guess like I said, I mean, we've sort of touched on this as kind of trying to figure out where we want to go next. It's just
I'm happy doing what we're doing. Well, here's the thing is I would like to do bigger things.
Yeah.
And so that would require some money. We've talked about it like Kickstarter.
Yeah.
Or something.
We have like a few different ideas of like pretty substantial videos that we've kind of agreed are like pretty far beyond. Probably not. They're not creatively beyond us, but like the actual production.
What we can execute on.
Right, with our budget. And
with our budget, really. I mean, if we had money.
And they're not. It's not a bunch of the same. It's not like a bunch of similar ideas. It's very different things, but each would require a shitload of time and or money.
Yeah, which I am down to do.
Yeah.
But I think it'll happen at some point.
Right.
But it's probably going to be a Kickstarter thing or
it's
someone.
It's like we have these ideas and we could make them as are, but like it would not do the justice to the ideas that are in our head to like half-ass it. Well, it's the best we could do.
Yeah, they deserve a worthy go at it.
Yeah, and they deserve like literally the 3 guys here are the entire cast crew and on every video we made.
Yes.
Occasionally, like my brother might help us as a cameraman
in front of and behind the camera.
Right,
it's 3.
Yes,
sometimes John has to work.
Yes, there have been times we have not been able to film a certain shot because we only have a limited number of people to drive cars and hold the camera.
We literally couldn't make the tripod work, so 2 people not another warm body around to pull it off. Which whatever.
Yeah,
is what it is.
Right.
But the Fierri.
Did you have
that
to bring
legend?
that up?
Which brings us to.
I always forget about that until I go outside to water my lawn or take out the trash. And
you see it.
There it is. I'm like, oh,
Is
Yeah,
it still on the car cover?
It's covered up, just
Okay.
sitting next to my van.
Yeah, so we have taken turns owning.
Well,
this
I guess
thing.
first we should, in case anyone doesn't know what we're talking about.
Yeah, so
I'm sure you've seen.
How did where did it come from?
We featured it in 2 videos.
Do we still have a link to the eBay?
no, that's probably
that-
long gone. Oh, I shouldn't call it that. So where did we find? You found it, right? It was on eBay.
Right, yeah, no, I'm just saying before that, like, this is the car that's been featured in 2 of our videos.
Yes.
One of them is where we compared it with a Porsche 980.
Damn.
And the other is the Blazing WRX
420.
vlogger.
Yes.
That's his ride. Maybe someday we can get Blaze, to stop by for an interview.
This picture's sweet, man.
Yeah. Oh, that's me. There I am.
Is it?
That is me.
Oh, never mind. I was like, oh, look at this guy in the back. Hang on, no, that's
Link.
not. But still, there are many people.
Yeah.
Peeps be
They're entertained.
peeps.
This
be
guy is
peeping.
just pretending that he's not.
I'm
it's
not
that
phased.
cool. Yeah. But
Yeah. So, anyways,
well, we were editing some video.
I can't remember
But then we spent like a solid hour and a half because you found it on eBay and you were like, you got to see this car.
yeah, I can't
Did
remember.
you just find
I
it?
think, or maybe my dad or brother sent it to me. I honestly can't remember.
I just remember you texting it to
yeah,
me.
I remember. I like pretty much just like, dude.
Check. Yeah.
I
out.
found like
Check
the
this out.
funniest, dumbest car.
And so we were looking at it, and just, I mean, it's like I remember like cry laughing at like a picture
I think
of
we
it,
stood there for like 15 minutes scrolling through the photos.
just
photos,
looking at it.
And every photo was worse than the last.
Yeah.
And fortunately, the best thing was it happened. It was on eBay, and I think it had like, well, so no, it did have bids, right?
Yeah, it ended
Someone-
for 55.
And
I think.
the key thing was the car was only about 2 to 3 hours away from us.
Yeah.
Like, if this car had been on the other side of the country,
Yeah,
it just would
fuck
not have,
that.
it just would not have happened.
Yeah.
But like,
It was
fortunately
in the
enough-
Bay Area.
Right, it was within towing distance.
Yeah. So we it ended. I
Right.
think you sent it to me.
And I think it had like already ended by then.
No, it had like a few hours or something. It was
Yeah.
like, man. It was like, oh, man. It was like, what are we going to do? So it ended for 55.
5,500, yeah.
And then,
100, not
not 1,000.
yeah, 5,500. And then I emailed the guy
Yeah.
afterwards. It was like, look, if that falls through,
And just
let
on
me
the
know.
off chance.
Just on the off chance it falls through, like, let me know. And then I think later we were just like fantasizing, like, man, what if we get this thing or something? And so I think he emailed me back or something, and he was like, yeah, the bidder said he's got like hospital bill. Like something came up, and I was like, oh shit, like it's happening. He's like, well, I'm going to give him like a week and
the
see
old
what
bidder bid on it
happens.
as a joke.
Yeah, it's like, there's no way. And so, anyways, I think he eventually was like, okay, like if you want it, you can come look at it. And I remember on the phone him being like, you're going to bring 5,500, right? And I was like, well, like,
We'll see.
let's check the car out. Like he was really trying to get me to like honor that bid. It's like, nah, Like, no. And so I went and looked at it, and I think I might have brought like $5,000. I might have actually been ready to,
Broke your piggy
Drop it
bank.
down.
yeah. And this is one of those, in an earlier podcast, we talked about trying to buy a car from someone who thinks they have something special. But like, here's
This
an
is like
extreme
textbook.
case. If you want like the most extreme version of that, haggling with this guy about this car was a trip. Because it was never like, look, we both know this is the stupidest car ever, right? It's like, I think he liked it. I think he was into it. And he like thought it was actually like a cool
Poor guy.
thing. And I think he thought I thought that too. Because I wasn't going to roll up and be like, yeah, this car, like, let's laugh at how stupid this like horrible and just wrong this car is.
I think I like this. I think you like it.
Yeah, we both. And so it's like, I don't know if we're both waiting for whatever. So it's kind of this weird situation. He had to jump it. It barely ran. It had been sitting for like 10 years.
Yeah, and it's and just to fill in, it's an 86 Pontiac.
Yeah, it's a Fierro underneath, 86.
And
But it has The steering column is like from like a Cavalier or something.
No, the dash.
The dashes.
The dashes. I mean, it was
And the gentleman that you purchased from is not the guy that built it.
not the guy that built it.
We don't know anything about the.
We don't
the
know
original
where it
builder.
came from.
Somewhere in the Midwest, like.
I think so. Yeah, I forget how I tracked it down, but it's like
I think it's from Indiana since it has the Indiana sticker on the back.
that's right. It was at one point.
But we're still not entirely sure if that's the guy who built it.
No, I think
Right.
whoever built it sold it to some guy who owned it for like some amount of
wow,
time.
yeah.
And then he sold it to someone in California who sat on it for 10 years.
Yeah.
And then he sold it to the guy I bought it from who sat on it for like 3 months trying to flip it.
Yeah.
Like trying to
realized
flip the
it's-
worst car ever. And then I showed up. So he's so far
Regular
removed
Richard Rawlings.
from anything.
It was never registered in California.
no plates.
Yeah.
No should smog, like that whole thing of like all the fees are paid, it just needs to smog. And so it's just like, man, this is the worst.
But also the best.
But also,
But at the same time, like you're never gonna find enough. Literally, there's only one.
It's the worst car.
But we still don't know. It's like we went back and forth. It's like, is it a kit?
We still
someone
we still
make it?
we still don't know.
We don't know. We do not know the history.
We saw one photo of a yellow one that like looks.
That's true. There
Similar.
may be.
Yeah.
with no information. And no.
So it may have been
If
like
anyone happens to know,
if anyone knows, there's maybe like a factory in Taiwan that made two.
I think Taiwan
before
is
like
I think that's like
wherever Bangladesh.
Kazakhstan.
Before someone from Ferrari went and just like shot everyone at the factory, like shut them down. So like this thing happened. So I ended up buying it from him. I think we spent $4.
It came down to like the cold offer of like you were willing to give him
cash.
Yeah, he was like
actual currency.
yeah,
for the-
I think I said 3. Which still
that's
is
generous. That's a
Still
generous.
like, come on, man.
That was a charitable.
yeah, I'm trying to be a bro. And he was like, nah, I'm at 45. And I was like, anyways, like we went back and forth. I was like, all right, man, I'll do 4.
Didn't you start to walk away? Like you literally started to leave or no?
No, I just remember he was like, no, I'm at 45. And it was like, I remember in my mind thinking like, no fucking way. Are you going to let me leave?
Yeah.
I'm a person with
I have a pulse.
physical United States currency. I'm about to give it to you for this.
To take this away from
and
you.
you're going to let me leave? Like, yeah. Let me watch you try to bluff me. Like, let me watch this. He did this whole thing where he like smokes a cigarette and was just like, yeah, I'll get this for 4. And so he finally goes for it. I towed it. Triple. It's probably bad to say. Recorded, but I towed it. AAA. My car won't start.
My Ferrari broke down.
My Ferrari broke down. Towed it home. And then over the course of
It was like a year.
That was
it was
like
maybe even more than a
when was
year.
that? That was 2016, right?
It was
I
pretty
think
early.
It was 2015.
It was pretty early.
Oh, yeah,
man.
I think it was like summer 2015 we saw it. And
that's
we
right.
bought it like August 2015.
Yeah, I think you're right now. Yeah.
So I had it, and then it was like, all right, well, let's get this thing running. And it was just like,
Pain.
there was so much wrong with it. It was so weird because I was forced to learn about Fierros to
didn't
fix
want
it. And I really didn't want to. It was like, I had to like go on Fierro forums.
Oh boy.
And it's like, and there's all the like, Jeff makes like a conversion harness, like Jeff's harness. That's when you know a car's a piece of shit. It's like the mods are like,
I got the Tim's clear corner lights.
yeah, you have like Tim's headers, and it's like a thing, and like Tim,
More than one person.
yeah, like he's made 3 of them, and like that was this, like every like. Oh, you can make like Jeremy's alternator bracket. It's just like I don't want to be doing this. It's like, I don't, but I have to. Because you can't even take it to a shop. I tried to take it to a shop, and they were like, no. I remember explaining it to the guy. It's like, I've got this kit car, but it's like, it's really bad. The wiring, he was just like, dude.
Most kit cars are very nice.
Yeah. He was just like, I'm not working on that. And it was the wiring. That was the worst part. It had a lot wrong with it, but it was like
The least enjoyable.
wiring was bad.
Yeah.
And so I had to do this whole thing with the alternator. And like the alternator wouldn't charge because there was something in the dash that needed to be present for the it's like weird GM wiring that's weird stock. Like the stock car was weird.
Bad enough.
And then this had a swapped dash from a Cavalier. It's just like, it's like if someone could have created a personal hell like working on this car was. Anyways, there's plenty of stories about how shitty this
Let
thing
alone
was
driving it.
to start. So I finally got it to work with quite a bit of work. And then we towed it down to Fresno, right? Like this is before we could even drive it.
We filmed.
Your dad
No, we
trailered
filmed.
it.
We filmed.
Oh, you filmed the 918
Yeah, we
up
filmed
north.
that up in.
And then, that's right. We use it. The whole idea for this car was that like we have access to a 918. Imagine 918 versus Ferrari Enzo. It was like that was really the motivation.
Yeah.
It was just like nights where I'm working on this thing and like can't figure out. It's like 918 versus and like do it. Come on,
Power through.
You gotta power through. And so, anyways, we shot that video. We made it happen. 918 versus Ferrari Enzo.
Fake.
The thing was that the Enzo was actually fake.
Yeah.
Surprising.
Here's I'm finally comfortable releasing it. It's not a real Enzo. One of my favorite shooting that video, my favorite story is the drag race. There's a scene where I'm saying like if you like sure the 918's faster or whatever, like that whole scene, and then we show a drag race between the two.
Yep.
Shooting that drag race, there was
Like just two ladies out for like what 20s, 30s, something.
we're out in the boonies, we're out in the sticks.
Yeah.
Like, all right, let's film a drag race, which is always a little sketchy.
Yeah.
Because it's like
A drag race.
You're doing something illegal. Even though it's like
Close
it's not
cars.
it's not a real drag race, but it's like all right, let's go find a place to drag race. And so we're out in the middle of nowhere, and these two
They were just like on a walk.
middle-aged women are on a walk,
Yeah.
and they're like about to walk into the set, and we're like, "Can you hold on? We're shooting this."
Yeah.
And it's like once they start walking, they're going to be like into the course. And so it's like, can you just
20
wait?
minutes.
Yeah, for however long.
Yeah.
So it's like, can you guys just hold on? We're like right about to shoot this thing. Yeah, sure. And so they're like, me. They're just talking. They're
Like,
just
is that a Ferrari?
yeah. I mean, they didn't even really comment.
They were like, about like as little interest as they could show. Without like ignoring it.
Yeah, they were polite.
They were
but it's like they
"Oh, you're
waited.
filming something.
Yeah. And so it's like they just didn't give a shit at all, which was fine.
Yeah.
And so we filmed this thing. We legitimately drag race the cars 0 to like 50 or something.
Enough to get the start.
Enough for the shot.
Yeah.
And then it was like, thank you. Like, go about your day. And I would have thought the red one. Like, whatever.
They were like, I remember them clearly saying like, the silver one's a lot faster than the red one.
Yeah, like I would have thought the red one would have
I
won.
thought the
or
red
something.
one was a Ferrari.
So it was like they just didn't whatever.
They just thought it was
didn't
two
give a shit.
supercars.
Yeah. But and that's the crazy thing is like when I think about that, it's like those women just they just witnessed $1 million car that most people will never see ever. First of all, that's insane to see a 918 in person punching it on the street. That's badass. You got to see one like launch. So that's crazy. And then you saw it race.
You saw that.
The worst automobile ever.
Yeah.
Like the thing they witnessed was insane, and they didn't give a shit.
Like they were just waiting for us to be done so they could keep walking.
They couldn't have cared less.
Yeah.
They couldn't have cared less. And I always walk away with that from that memory. I always think back and it's like, there must be crazy things you see every day that you don't even know what you wit. Like that's the like profound
I could have seen like a
takeaway.
super rare bird or something.
Maybe. Yeah. It's like, there might be things I see every day because they just saw something that like if you were into cars and you turned the corner and you saw that, you'd shit yourself. You would just
like crash into a pole.
You wouldn't know. Like, can you imagine? Like, you wouldn't trying to describe it to your friend. Like, you'd go insane if you saw it. Your head would fucking blow up. And they just like, nope, didn't care. And it was just like, okay, like thanks.
Probably didn't even tell anyone later.
They probably didn't.
Yeah.
Probably didn't even give a shit. So I don't know. I always think fondly of that. But anyways, back to the Fierri. And then we shot Blaze with it.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, we trailered it down
That was about half a year later.
to my house because I had just bought my house.
That's right. So then we stored it. So I stored the stupid thing for 2 years, paid to have the M5 stored elsewhere because I couldn't
This thing ain't going
have
outside.
this.
Yeah.
Because this thing can't be outside. It'll fucking melt in like any kind of weather. Literally, we parked it outside for like 2 hours while we shot the 918 portion, and the clear coat bubbled on the entire car. There are bubbles on the car from it being exposed to sun
Italian
for
paint.
2 hours. It's that bad.
Yeah.
I mean, this thing is just on life support. And so then it was like, well, we haven't really, we bought this whole car and we only made one video. So then we did Blaze with it.
I think that did it justice.
That was pretty good. That was solid.
Especially since we went to an actual car meet
Yeah,
and we were accepted at it.
The car itself got way more attention than in the 918.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It was the star of the show.
Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, no, it was a worthy follow-up.
Yeah.
But now we have it.
And we're still not. We have more. We have like some other sort of ideas for it.
We're thinking of a proper
Send off.
We haven't killed Blaze as a character.
That's
yet.
true. Blaze
Mike
to
is a
me,
little embarrassed. I'm not embarrassed to write it out and film it from a distance, as I say.
Blaze was the most uncomfortable video that we've ever shot because it's so not my personality. But the other thing is, like, if we make another one, it has to be at least as good as that one.
Yeah.
Which means we have to
do more super embarrassing
do more like really embarrassing stuff. So I don't know. Maybe we'll make another Blaze video. I'm not sure. There's a couple avenues, but it's like we need to do something with the car.
We don't just want to like have it sitting in perpetuity.
Yeah, because right now, so it sat at my house for 2 years, and then it sat at John's for whatever,
least a
2
year.
years.
I think
It's like,
year
and now it's at Garrett's. So it's like we've each kind of taken turns coddling this thing.
Yeah. Trying to forget that it exists.
Yeah, so we'll figure out.
It's pretty
We'll give
easy
it a
to when it's
proper-
not at your house. Like
It is.
I trust me. I know. I've seen both.
It's been nice. Yeah,
But I just remember during Blaze, like we had to go to the gas station to fill it up. And of course that car just gets tons of attention from either A, people who like cars because it's just ridiculous looking, and B, people who don't know anything about cars because
They think it's real.
They think
like
it's
I remember
something.
I was filming you from a distance at the gas station just because I knew something was going to happen.
Yeah.
And that mother and her like 10-year-old son or
that's
daughter
right.
came up to you.
Oh, can he check it out?
Yeah, and was like, "Oh, is that a?" But you even like, "Yes, it's a Ferrari Enzo." Like
Went-
you played
It's
like,
easier.
Yeah, you could see her like
yeah. And but we even had
slowly
Yeah.
realizing it kind of sucked.
Kind of.
Yeah, that car.
It's shocking how many people.
think it's real.
Yeah.
think it's that's true too. It
Like,
you'd
even-
be like, okay, fine, like look how silly this thing is. Most people think it's something.
But even that guy,
special.
even that guy in the FRS at PetSmart, like came up, like
That's
he drove
true.
up to us.
People that
and-
like
people-
sort of like cars, like
Yeah.
like is that thing pretty quick? Like
Yeah, it's like you have to
damn,
be.
you probably like. I bet the ladies love that.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
actually have to be surprisingly knowledgeable to realize that it sucks. Which, like, if you do, it's hilarious. But we were like disappointed that most people thought it was actually like something
Yeah.
cool.
Also, just a fun fact is the windows are actually plexiglass, and the windows are held in with about 30 to 40 nuts and bolts.
Yeah, the windows were bolted in.
And so you obviously can't roll it down, but
unbolt them.
if
The car does not have air conditioning.
it does not have air conditioning and
true.
it has like zero
and,
airflow, and the
massive
and,
exhaust leak.
and it's pretty much over 100 degrees every day.
Yeah.
in the summer.
yeah, and so we had to remove the windows to film
to
just
live,
so we
to not die.
to not die.
Literally to not die.
heat exhaustion or like
die.
carbon. What is it? Monoxide.
Combination of both.
Yeah,
it's quite a car in all ways.
but the guy who built it, like, why would you build a car with windows that can't?
I don't know. Bro.
There's many.
Passion.
There are many questions.
There are many.
will
That's the
not-
thing.
which will not
We have
be
so
answered.
many questions.
So seriously,
I've just
if
stopped
anyone
asking.
has any,
Oh, that'd be
Inc-
amazing.
if anyone has any inkling about the
Yeah, I
roots
feel like someone would have said something already.
yeah, it's
Like,
very mysterious.
Yeah, I will say that car legitimately gets a lot more attention than a real Ferrari.
Yes.
Way more.
Maybe not good at well, up to a point.
Actually,
passing someone on the freeway going the opposite way, maybe.
It's also a complete death trap.
It's
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Even if you don't hit anyone,
I don't even think there is a
just,
front bumper.
yeah.
Metal.
I'd love to see that thing in a serious accident.
That's one of our possible end games is involves
crashing it
somehow taking that to the whatever IHHS.
I was gonna say if someone works at
can
the
you
putting a dummy in there,
whatever they're super fucking high frames per second camera.
Yeah.
Seeing that thing doing that
side impact or whatever.
offset front end collision.
The one
60 miles an hour into a concrete block.
Or even that one,
The dummy just getting
fucking flattened.
dressing the dummy up like Blade.
the dummy just putting 3 dummies in there, crisscrossed. Man.
And then
Single lap
So
belt.
if anyone from the IHHS,
Hey,
Yeah.
we're open.
if you guys want to go viral,
We're open to ideas.
we'll end this car for the right
For the right reason. We're down.
to destroy this.
Yeah. We've also talked about making it fast. That would also be
that's another
a suitable,
Yeah.
Going through
LS3,
something 400 horsepower V8.
It would also
in
need
that thing.
some serious fucking reinforcement.
Cooling. Yeah. I mean, it's just
I'm pretty sure with a stock LS, that thing would snap the fucking subframe up. It would just
the fiberglass would just be ripped.
Well, I mean, that goes without saying. But I think even the underneath part would just
split down the middle. Oh man. Yeah,
the fiberglass would be the first to go, and then right after that would be the fucking frame itself.
Pretty sure the rear end of the car would just be ripped off.
Yes.
That car though, pulling up next to Mustang and just fucking lifting the front, just embarrassing people in that thing. Oh, nice car. Yeah. So, anyways, that is the Fierri.
That's the status it is sitting.
That is,
it will return at some point.
I'm sure.
Hopefully.
I mean,
we're not just going to get rid of it with sightings.
Yeah.
But we want to send it. If we get rid of it, we want to send it out.
It's got to be a proper.
A Viking general.
It's got to be wrong. Yeah. Yeah. What is our time
We're at 46, so I think that's good.
I think that's
all right.
It's a good place to call
This is a good history episode. So.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I hope you enjoyed.
Yep. Thanks for watching, and as usual,
This podcast was brought to you by Ferrari.
this podcast is brought to you by
it's in
new
honor
Pontiac Fierri.
New for 2022.
In memory of Enzo Ferrari as well.
All right. Well, thanks for hanging out.
All right.
See you next time.
See ya.